Alright, in this example we are supposed to find vertical asymptotes, if any. I have two examples here. Class, what's the first step I need to do? Factor. So let's work on example C here. Class, is this one factored? Yes, it is. Is this one factored? No. So we got to factor it. I use the Xbox method. A times C is B value. Two numbers that multiply to be 4, but the same two numbers add to be 5. 4 and 1. And if you're using my method of X in the box, when A is equal to 1, you only have to use the X. And then when A is greater than 1, you have to use the X and the box. So that's the trick or shortcut. So I take those two values now, f of x equals x minus 1, x plus 4, and x plus 1. Okay, we've just factored. Can I cancel anything? Can I cancel these two? Remember, you can put anything around the parentheses. Yes? Cancel? They're exactly the same? No. So you can't cancel anything. I'm putting a check here that we've completed these steps. What's the next thing we need to do? Set the denominator not equal to 0. So x plus 4 cannot be equal to 0, and x plus 1 not equal to 0. If you subtract 4 from both sides, x is not equal to negative 4. Subtract 1, x is can't equal negative 1. Because if you put in those two values, they will make the denominator 0. And can you divide by 0, class? No. Which means we will have vertical asymptotes at x equals negative 4 and x equals negative 1. Now I just want to draw ourselves a really quick graph. Just give yourself a visual. You'll have some dotted lines at x equals negative 1 and negative 4. Does that make sense? Then this is where you need to start thinking about, okay, my graph's going to be somewhere on the left, something in the middle, and something to the right. You'll have 3 sections. Do you see it? All right. It's there. Jocelyn. Numerator, denominator. Which one you want to factor? Which one do you want to factor? Numerator or denominator? Ooh. When you factored it, what'd you get? X what? X minus 2. X plus 2. Raise your hand if you got that. I had encouraged you to write where was the 0? X squared plus 0x minus 4. A times c is negative 4. Your b value is 0. Two numbers that multiply to be negative 4 are positive 2 and negative 2. And those same two numbers add to be 0. That's a difference of squares. You don't really need to know it, but you should be able to know how to factor that. Good job, Jocelyn. Fabio? You factor the numerator. Do it together. A times C? Correct. 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 You had it. Tell me what to write.
X plus 2 and x plus 1.
Oh. I wrote the x plus 2 on this side. Now, class, the reason why I wrote this on this side is because And if you cancel, it's a whole. You're going to have a whole at x equals -2, or we saw in function notation this way, right? So remember that. Now, be careful. Just because you're like, oh, Mr. Yang, I see it, I want to cancel stuff, right? You still have these two right here. Okay, so don't just set your denominator not equal to 0 only at one place. It's two places. How many places, class?
2.
Someone's going to fall in the hole. X equals what? 2 and -2. So if you draw your graph, just want to show you guys a visual. Purple. So wherever my graph is, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Let's just say it looks something like this. Then the hole is at -2. It's going to be like this. Oh, you can't see it? The hole, probably not very accurate, is going to be where x equals -2, and you're just going to put the donut hole there. Does that make sense? But just be cautious when you cancel. Don't think just one of those, set both of those. There's your vertical asymptotes. Okay?